So, doing a bit of a demonstration drive today on sort of lane discipline and how to follow lanes through a town. So, coming into Ipswich, currently coming down the A12, heading into Ipswich. So, as you're coming up to it, you've got to start to read the road signs. You've got to do this all the time you're driving, whether you're following sat-nav or not, and you've got to do it on your driving test. Okay. So, coming up to this point, I can see a roundabout sign in front of me. I already know where I'm going, obviously, but we're going to read the road signs and how you pick the correct lane to get yourself through all this. So here we are, we're going into Ipswich. So there you go, Ipswich on the sign, A1214, and it's called A1214 because it's kind of a mix of the A12 and the A14, but both of them bypass it round the outside now, but it was the original road right through the middle of Ipswich. And then the next one, you can see lane sign. So you can see on that I could use either lane to go on the A1214. So it clearly said either lane on that sign to go straight ahead. So as we come down, there's often a queue of traffic, so I'm keeping my distance from the lorry. Check in. I think he's actually pulling into the lay-by. Again, as you come down, it says A1214, both lanes, okay. And then as you come down to this, you can again see A1214 is in both lanes. Now, keep an eye on the mirrors here, because sometimes people try and chop in front. So I'm going straight on, aiming for the middle lane, which is the left lane of the two lanes that go into Ipswich. Then I'm following this round in this lane, and yeah, as I expected, or suspected I should say, the Tesla that was coming down the right hand lane was intending to cut in front of me. So I'm going to come off. I'm checking, I'm going to indicate, because sometimes people use that lane to go around in the other direction. And then this bit still remains national speed limits until you get to this sign, and it's 40, and then we drop it to 40. Pretty much at 40 anyway. So now I'm just going to carry on into Ipswich. So you can see basically just going straight on. However, we've got a police car in the middle of the road. Which way does he want me to go? This side. Excellent. Oh dear, it's a mess. So interesting extra little piece of driving madness there with the police car sat in the middle of the road. I'm in the left turn lane here, and hopefully he's only waving people into this lane. We'll check around anyway. And then carry on. So there you can see, so basically if you get a uniformed police officer, they can direct you to do things which are the opposite of what the road rules are. It's the only time you can do that. So in that instance, he directed me to go into the left turn lane, but I'm going straight on, which is fine. And they're the only people that can direct you to go for a red traffic light as well. So basically we're just following the road ahead, okay? So if you don't have any signs telling you where to go, and you're trying to follow road signs into somewhere, you follow the road ahead. Okay, so we're coming down to the next set of traffic lights. Again, I'm checking my mirrors, I'm slowing down. I need to know how close people are behind me before I start slowing down. That's why I'm checking my mirrors. I need to know if people are going to try and come alongside me and then cut across the front of me. So I'm going to pull up in this lane, which is the left lane of the two. Now I know that this lane turns into a bus lane a bit further up, but if you were just driving down this road and you'd never driven down it before, you wouldn't know that because you can't see it from here. Sometimes you can, it depends on the traffic, but I cannot see from here that there's a bus lane in front of me. So as we pull off, the vehicles to the right are going incredibly slowly for some reason, I don't know why. And now I can see it's a bus lane, so I'm checking, I'm indicating across, I'm going to move it across. Not convinced the car behind knows it's a bus lane or cares. And then we're going to follow it down. Now, if there was no traffic at all, it'd be perfectly fine to just drive to the end of that and then drive straight into this lane from that lane, as long as you check your mirrors. However, the There was traffic front and back, there was a gap, I'm going to use it, there's no reason to wait, there's no reason to allow a car that's in the right lane to try and get alongside me, and then I can't get out into that lane when they're giving me plenty of space to pull into it. So I'll get on with it and bring it out using correct observations and signals. So again, following ahead, the lane in this lane is going straight ahead, that lane is right turn only, that lane is traffic light controlled separately to this one. The bus is now going to pop back out into the road. I'm checking my mirrors because also motorbikes and taxis can use that bus lane. And it's giving me the hazards to say thank you for letting him in, because I was actually paying attention. And a lot of people there don't, they just sort of hover alongside a bus and then the bus can't actually get across. It's a pretty pointless bus lane, to be honest, but there you go. Most bus lanes are pointless. So, as we're coming down the hill, again, looking ahead, I'm checking my mirrors. I need to know if there's anything close behind, because it's a hill, I'm having to slow down, and there's a 30 limit, a change of speed limit, so I'm slowing down to that speed. Keep an eye on the cars behind, because we've got a traffic light ahead, it's just gone green. But essentially every single time I see something which potentially could make me slow down or have to change direction, move the car around on the road, I'm checking what's behind me. I need to know what's behind me. People often say, well, what's the point? Well, it's a straight bit of road or whatever. But you can only know what's going on behind if you've looked. So if it was somebody right in your back bumper, you'd have to slow down earlier. So you are doing it for a reason. Okay, so here I'm going to go straight through this whole section now. Okay, so we're going to kind of ignore the signs that go into Ipswich. And in order to go straight on here, well, it does say town centre on there, but I'm changing it. You need this lane, okay? Now, the only way I could know that I need this lane, because it's so badly marked on this bit of road, is looking way ahead over there, which shows me that if I wanted to go straight on in the next section of road, then I need the middle lane, which, well, I need the right-hand lane, which then turned into a middle lane because there's two signposts over there. So the left lane, although it does go straight, it goes into a left-only lane, which you could see from back there if you're looking far enough up there. Now, if you've driven into this, you never knew that that was there, you didn't know the road at all, then potentially you could look ahead, not see that, go in that lane, and maybe you'd have to move over at some point, because it is a straight-ahead lane, you can see it is. But as I say, if you're looking well ahead, it is the wrong lane to go straight ahead at the next section. So you'll see it from here now. Probably couldn't see it on the camera, but you can see the sign there, you see. So that lane becomes left only. I could see that at the other side of the traffic lights. And then this lane becomes a straight on lane. Still says town centre. I said I wasn't going to follow Ipswich, but I am. What's this person doing? Does he actually want to pull in this lane? Come on then. And again, that becomes the middle lane as he almost takes out the side of the bus. So, you know, all through this I'm keeping an eye on my mirrors because it's quite tight. The lanes there become very tight. Again, you know, checking my mirrors. Here I need to know how close is anyone behind. Are there any motorbikes, bicycles, anybody on a completely illegal electric pedal cycle that they're not pedalling that's coming up really fast. Working for Uber Eats or Just Eat, even though the vehicle they're using is completely illegal. And now we wait in the traffic for the traffic lights. But whilst I'm sat here, I'm not just daydreaming, I'm keeping an eye on my mirrors for the reasons I've just described, so that when I go to pull off, I know that there isn't a moped, a bicycle or something that's going to come past me now and then try and cut in front of me and then turn left, which is what you need to do when you're driving, and that's the entire purpose of checking your mirrors. Same through this, I can see it's all slowing down, I'm checking behind, making sure the car behind's not too close. There's somebody trying to cross here, I don't know if he's going to try and let them across. Now I'm not stopping here to let them across because it's completely inconvenient for everybody. This car's coming in the other direction. If she tries to cross once I've stopped and then this car's coming the other side, then it's going to hold them up as well, or she might just walk into the traffic, so the whole thing doesn't work. Looking ahead, traffic lights are green, nobody's been there and pressed it. Again, keeping on the mirrors, I don't want any motorbikes or mopeds or illegal bicycles or whatever to come down my outside and then try and turn up there to deliver somebody's pizza at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Looking ahead, you've got someone on the pavement. There's bins there, so you know those bins are a problem because the person walking past those is going to get right on the curb's edge. They could slip. They could have their arm dangling in the road. You could smack them with a wing mirror if you're not paying attention. And this is why you're constantly being observant. So as we come up through here, keep an eye on the lights because they could go red at any moment. Make sure I can clear them as well. Give myself a little bit of extra space to make sure nothing happens ahead where those cars suddenly come to a stop and I can't get onto this. So I'm going to go left on this particular roundabout now. So we've followed it a straight line pretty much into the town, but now we're going to follow it around here. So when we go into the next section of road, I'm going to move into the right lane. So I'm going to come off, and then as I come out, I'm checking my mirrors and bringing it in with a signal. The car behind is cutting across doing the same thing, and if I hadn't signalled, they would have probably attempted to cut alongside me. I'm going to turn right on this one. So as I come up to it, I'm watching it from a distance, and I can just drive straight out because there's nothing coming. As I come around the roundabout, very important. I'm checking over to my left, I'm checking to my left, I'm indicating left, now I've checked to my left, now I'm using the left lane to exit. And I'm using the left lane to exit because that's the lane you should use. The lane on the right also goes straight, however on this road it does in fact run out and turns into a right only lane where then people just try and cut in front of you. They try and use that lane to get past you. Fair enough if you made a mistake, but lots of people do it just to cut in front. So again, we're sat at traffic lights. This isn't some boring moment where you do nothing, you're still driving the car. So I'm just checking around, make sure there's nobody coming up. It could even be a car that comes off the roundabout into that lane and then just goes, do you know what, I'm going to try and stick it in front of that car there and just swerve in front of me, in front of this car. So as we move off, I'm keeping an eye on the lights. There's a man in red, he's pressed them, yeah, there you go. Again, just glancing my mirrors. Keeping a good central road position, so if somebody was cycling like this person here, they can get past me on the left. As you can see, he's just gone straight through the red light on his completely illegal bicycle. He's not pedalling it. And this is what I'm talking about when I say about these people. So there are so many of them now delivering on these illegal pedal cycles that they don't pedal. They're just literally running off an accelerator. And they'll go either side, you go up the pavement. They go about 50-60 miles an hour, some of these things. They're so dangerous, they don't have proper lights on them. They are probably one of the most dangerous things on the road at the moment, even more dangerous than the illegal scooters that are going around, because these people don't seem to be getting stopped, even though they're clearly completely illegal. But the point is, for you as a driver, is that you've got to be incredibly careful, because as you saw there, he's coming down my left hand side. He's all in black, he's got a black balaclava on, he's got no lights on at all, and he's powered. He's not cycling that bike, so he's quick. He can accelerate as quick as this car, up to like 30 miles an hour. So you've got to be super careful. And as it was, he went through the red and then went across the crossing, so there you go. All right, we're just going to follow it down a bit further. So this van potentially is in the wrong lane. I'm giving him an offset, just in case he is. Because as I say, that lane goes in a different direction. He might not be in the wrong lane, he might be intending to turn right. Ah, he is, there you go. Keeping an eye on him anyway, because I can see a car on his other side. And again, the whole time checking my mirrors. I'm slowing down here as well because there's a speed hump, which I can see from a distance. Gently go across, speed humps, check your mirrors, slow the car down, drive across the speed hump, then speed off, or speed off, pull away. Checking my mirrors all the time, making sure I'm in a town. There could be anything coming alongside. I need to know what's there. And then as we come up, I'm going to finish this video in a minute. Again, another speed hump, so I've already slashed the speed at one. And then I'm going to turn left just after traffic lights. Again, I'm checking, making sure there's no bicycles or mopeds to my left. And then as I come up, I'm going to turn it in. And there you go. Okay, so that's it for this video. That was a demonstration, lane usage and a quick drive through Ipswich.